anniversary dinner? Okay. I prefaced it on purpose.
Thank you.
Yeah, to give you a chance. Like, if you don't want it might be too gay. It really might be.
No, as long as you promise that you fuckers realize how lucky you are.
I promise. This is why.
I cannot live in a world where you don't.
Okay, I promise.
Okay.
I will say I feel this way about you too. Just
okay.
So you know.
All right.
Okay.
Go.
So, because this is my anniversary shirt.
Yeah, I noticed it as soon as I walked in the door.
Yeah. We went to Gianna and had a really good fancy meal. Had some good wine. Hence why I started drinking white wine.
Can I know what you ate, or do you want to tell me this and then tell me that?
I can tell you what. We can go through the menu. We shared. So we looked at the menu ahead of time because this is the ideal situation for me. This is so
funny because I love asking people what they eat in restaurants, and I just
wait. How did I get back like this?
You're committed to the bit.
Did you notice when I did it? I'm pretty sure I teleported.
It was Chris and Brett's anniversary the other day, and they went to Mr. Crisp, and I was I asked them specifically. I said, "Are you guys the type to look at the menu ahead of time and like plan what you want to eat, or do you just like the surprise in the moment?"
Swing.
So it's really funny that you included that detail.
Yeah,
because I like that detail.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
So my philosophy on that is choose a couple of things, but not the whole menu. So
and do you always do that when you?
I will have some ideas ahead of like what I want to eat.
Is this every time you go, or is it like a new place or like an occasion?
Fancy.
You do it when it's a new place, because I've noticed when we go out of town, you do that.
Huh. I would say new. To me, that's fancy. I guess special. A better word than fancy is special.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, because even with the London trip, I'm looking at restaurants and like what they have and stuff.
Because you want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like I have to have that thing. Like
right. Even but you have a sense of like what you might want.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah. And to me, I like the part where you get to like collaborate with the person that you're going with. So it's not just like what I want, but it's like, what are you feeling? Like, and so we try to find like
are we going to share stuff or what's the vibe?
Right.
I love sharing food.
Yeah. So I knew we wanted to share something at the beginning. Like usually we don't get appetite. Like we're just like, I sometimes feel like at some places or situations, an appetizer is just not worth it. But in some, yes.
Yeah, I agree.
So this was obviously an appetizer kind of thing, like a start out kind of situation. And so we knew kind of going into it that we were leaning towards olives and cheese and bread because it's like classic.
They all come together?
Yes, they go together.
Is it like whole olives or tapenade?
Whole olives. They were really good. They had these ones that were like your shirt color green. That were so good. I don't know if that's a certain type of olive.
And you both like olives. That's rare.
Really?
Usually someone like one or the other doesn't like olives.
Oh, no, we love that's my kid's favorite pizza topping. Olives. We love olives.
You know that I used to have a recurring dream that I had a child and her name was Olive. Anyways.
That's a cute name. Cute food. Like, they're just cute.
I love olives.
Yeah. So that was what we were going to kind of lean towards. But Gianna has like specials too. So they could have had something going on that completely 180'd what we were talking about doing.
Right.
I don't think either of us ended up getting any of the specials though. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think we maybe considered them, but I think everything we ended up ordering was off like their paper menu.
Okay.
So we did end up getting the olives, the cheese, and the bread, and we did like a white wine, and that's why I've been really into white wine recently, is because of that experience. It's so funny. I've realized this with wine though. It is so what you end up tasting with a wine is so situational and so like in the moment. It depends on like where you are. What else you've got, like where just your body chemistry is kind of.
Yeah.
The food you're eating, you're pairing with it. The company you're with, the environment. Like it's so, and so because I've found myself a couple of different times trying to recreate a like a flavor or like an experience with the wine.
That's cute.
And I never can because this is just there's no, you can't do that. You can't recreate what.
I wish you could see how all that looked in my brain just now.
I feel like I look like a mad scientist or something, like swirling wine. I'm just like, no. But the wine we had, it was like a Vermentino.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. I just know it's not one of like the common white ones. Like
I don't know what to do with myself because I don't have hair anymore.
Oh shit! Do you need turtle?
Maybe.
Try that.
Okay. Either that or I can play with this pen. It's fine.
Yeah, we've got a lot of shit.
Okay, go ahead. So wine.
Vermentino. Write it down. I know it's not like the ones you normally see, but I'm gonna out myself. I'm a little embarrassed about this part of all this.
Oh my god!
But I'm gonna do it. I'll do it. I talked to ChatGPT about wine. I talked about wine
ahead of time.
Yes, to know because I don't know what those words are. So I looked at the menu and I was like, I don't know what any of this is. Like most of their types of wines. And so I was like, I feel
so cute.
Like I want to know. And like if I don't know half of a menu, like there could be such good shit out there that I just don't know how to if it's, And I like to go off bottle labels. Like I'm a label girl.
Oh my god.
And you can't. They don't have
especially
that on
with
the menu.
wine.
Yeah.
And I don't drink it a lot. It doesn't always agree with me.
Yeah.
It gives me headaches and sometimes
me too.
Sinus shit.
I used to think that, and I may still feel. I feel like the sulfites because.
Well, I'm allergic to sulfa, so that has to be somehow.
Too.
It has to be somehow related.
Did you know that?
I didn't know that about you.
Yes, I'm allergic to sulfa drugs from being a baby.
I'm also allergic to penicillin.
Oh, that's not good.
I know, it's a bitch.
That's a big one. But I think it is the sulfites.
Yes,
something.
it does something. But anyways,
so we ended up getting that Vermentino white wine that was just I don't like big oaky white wines. I'm not even I'm even real specific about red wine. I don't really like the fruit flavor of wine.
I don't like sweet wines.
Yeah.
And I don't like wet wines.
Okay. So this is what it was supposed to be, like a dry salinity. Like the salinity was supposed to be high and minerally to go with the olives and all of that.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Okay.
It was like a whole experience after drinking it. Like I was just like, this shit is good.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to drink more white wine and I can't find that same whatever. But I've just dipped my toes in. I went to, what's it called? Bauer House? No. What's the
Baharans? Yeah.
Something like that. Off of
Baharoon? I don't know.
You know where I'm talking about. I went there because they have
that old ass liquor store.
And I've learned that a lot of places around town that sell wine don't really keep up with their online inventory. Like it is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually have one of the better online inventories.
That's good.
So I ended up there because I thought they might have.
Shout out.
Yeah. And they were very helpful there. I couldn't find what I was looking at. They helped me find one that was a Vermentino, but not the same brand or label or whatever that the one I had.
Did you go by yourself to the liquor store?
Well, no. They were in the car.
Okay.
It was Joey. This is another. He popped a tire. And he was riding his bike on his lunch break, and I had to go get him. Okay. We were right over there, so I was like, "Can I swing in here real quick?"
Yeah. Let Mama get her wine.
Stay in the car with the baby.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had olives and bread, and then
yes.
I love that this is all about whatever you said to Joey.
Oh,
that's the end of this path. Just so you know.
Yeah. Well, you know where we're at. What we've been. I don't know. Maybe it matters. Maybe
it matters.
Okay.
But okay, so you had breads, olives.
Okay, and so
what was the other? There was a third thing: bread, olive, cheese. What kind?
The cheese came with the bread. Okay. It was like a goat cheese with like honey goat cheese kind of thing.
Okay.
It was great all together. Those three things. Just again, the wine was the star in my opinion.
Yeah.
So the server we had, he went through the specials. He also just talked about like what he liked on like the actual menu. He was really great the whole night. Like one time Joey dropped his napkin and Joey didn't even notice he dropped his napkin and the other guy brought him a new one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Their service there is good.
It's ridiculous.
I've never been, but I know the people, like a lot of people that work there.
Yeah. I've gone in the kitchen a couple times when I delivered
That's cute.
produce. So when he asked had we been there before, I was like, well, last time I was in the kitchen.
Is their kitchen big?
No.
It's small.
Yes.
There's a shit ton of people in it though.
Yes. Yeah, it's like crazy.
Those are all my porch homies at Chikora.
The one, what's that one at up on the roof one? Their kitchen's small too, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I wonder how, I would love to just go in every kitchen.
Oh, same.
Every restaurant.
Same. Okay.
That could be a part of the whole experience, in my opinion.
You know where it has a massive kitchen, and that is Roost.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But it's probably because it's connected to a hotel, so it's like a hotel kitchen.
But up on the roof is a hotel kitchen, isn't it?
They don't do room service out of that kitchen.
Okay. And they do out of Roost?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, because there's Ruth Chris is also part of, and then does the hotel itself have its own kitchen?
I bet.
I will find out the answers to this, and I will let you know.
Okay. Good. You better.
I will. Okay, so you had bread,
Okay.
cheese, olives, and then?
And the wine. Can't forget the wine.
Uh-huh.
So one of the things he brought up that he liked, the server, was the octopus.
Okay.
And me and Joey, we like octopus, but we both feel so weird about eating it.
Yeah, I don't, yeah.
So we both, even before we went, we were like, I'm kind of on the octopus, but I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But once that guy was like, it's really good.
Is it, do you almost have the feeling like you're eating a person? Because that's how I feel about it.
It felt, no, to me, and maybe down the line of this, if I went further with the thinking, but I don't go further down the line with the thinking because of that, but I equate it with a dolphin.
I have a very spiritual connection to octopuses.
Oh yeah, with your with your therapist.
Yeah.
There was like a whole,
Yeah.
well, I was eating your
My brethren.
your family. Delicious.
You hate my family?
With white wine. Went really well with the olive and the cheese and the bread.
Yeah, and I'm always putting my tentacle on you. I'm telling you, me and tentacle things. I'm going to stop talking. So you ate octopus.
Yep. And then we had our entrees, and he got, so this, we ended up getting what was on the menu. He got some kind of like lobster pasta, like a squid,
like a stuffed pasta or lobster with noodles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some kind of like, I don't know what type of pasta. I don't know. Curly-ish, but not, almost like a rigatoni, I guess.
Okay.
Kind of. And I got the duck.
Okay.
Which was like a,
I can't eat duck. It's too fatty for me. My stomach hates it.
really?
Yeah. It happens like as soon as I swallow it, it's like, no.
Really?
Yes, it's like I swallowed rocks. It's weird.
Huh. It is weird to eat, but I love it.
Oh, the flavor is amazing.
Yeah.
I love the way it tastes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The star, honestly, with that dish for me was the mushrooms.
What kind were they?
I want to say they were it's the little one. No, it wasn't oyster. What are the little ones? Cremini, chantilly? No.
Cremini is a thing, but they're
No, like they almost look like an Asian mushroom.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
okay.
Gray, but very like little, slender, kind of slimy.
I don't know what they're called.
I don't know, but I really liked them.
I can see them, but I don't know the name. Okay. And did you have dessert?
Yes.
What did you have?
We had some sort of like Italian ice cream and a flour or like a olive oil cake.
Yum.
The star of the dessert, though, we had their version of like an espresso martini,
Okay.
but it has some sort of either like a Grecian like moonshine.
Okay.
It had a zing to it.
Okay.
Joey, we had one with our dessert, and before we paid the bill, he ordered another one. So I was at the bathroom when he did this.
That's cute.
So when I got back, we had our last martini before we left.
That's cute.
So I'm drinking wine, having this like rich fucking food.
Okay, I have 2 questions. One specifically, what was the duck? What was with it? Mushrooms and what else?
Mushrooms and I think like.
Did it have a pasta element or no?
No, it was like either potatoes or asparagus or green beans.
Okay.
Something like that. I just remember the mushrooms were really good and the duck was good.
Okay.
It was
and
okay.
then my other question is, did Joey have issues like with his gout after that the next day?
Yes, he did.
Okay. You can tell me that as an aside.
But it didn't flare up as bad.
Okay.
So I guess his medicine's kind of working.
That's good.
Yeah, he's going back for a test sometime soon.
Okay. But it was like instant, like the next day he could feel it.
Yes. Or
damn.
Really right after, like really close to it.
As he was metabolizing his food.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. That's wild.
We also went to the Jazz Fest the night before.
Uh-huh.
And he drank then too. So
what did you drink beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I wonder, I feel like at this point, if it's manageable enough, I almost would test it, find out if the alcohol affects him more or if it's the food or
the combination.
I'm sure it is a combination.
Yeah. So what did you say? So there you are in your same shirt you're wearing. You're whining. You're dining. You're caught in the moment.
We leave.
You're in the car?
Yeah, we go. We're in the car, listen to music.
What were we listening to that matters?
I can't remember. Good music.
Okay.
Something good.
Okay.
And I'll tell him, and I start crying a little bit, like tearing up. I tell him, I'm like, I'm realizing right now, like, it doesn't matter if he and I got an infinite amount of time together, it would never be enough. So it doesn't matter if you only have a minute with someone, a year with someone, 50 years with somebody. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because even if you had an infinite amount of time with each other, it would not be enough. And I don't know. That just hit me kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I feel that way about you too, though.
I totally understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Time is so weird.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not even going to open that can of worms.
It's just I feel like even with my aging parents and like with my child, I feel like I see it, they talk about it a little bit, but I feel like they have a problem knowing that they're not going to be around for like her whole whatever.
Yeah. Existence.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that and that boils down to like not enough time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's been in my head because of that.
Yeah. No, I feel that.
Just having a child too, me feeling that way about her life.
Oh yeah.
So
I've been feeling that way a lot too, just because I'm like gonna turn 42 and I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean, dude?
No, I don't.
It's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And then I think about like, that I'm not gonna be a mother, so like it's like I'm like to that point now where like it's just not gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's weird to just like.
You mean like in the birthing situation?
Like I'm not gonna ever be pregnant and birth a child out.
Yeah.
I just don't. I'm like, what the fuck? That would be wild if that happened at this point in my life. But I mean, at this age. So that's like a weird, like finite thing. And then that is like, who's going to take care of me? Because I'm gonna have dementia. I feel like I already.
Heads up.
And I'm like, is my nephew going to be able to take care of me? And then I start thinking about his life and it like breaks my brain.
Yeah.
Because there's like part of me that is like, there's something about little kids. Like, I don't know if it's because of what we went through with teaching or if it just happens as you age and your perception of life changes. But it's like you can see the different iterations of them. Like I can see them as adults or like the wonder, like, what are they going to be like or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, that starts to make me feel real weird. So yeah, time in that sense is wild. And now this with my stepdad's health situation, you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like the idea of my mom not being on this earth with me is fucked.
Yeah. No.
Like, fucked.
Yeah.
So I don't.
Yeah.
That part of life is really weird, but I hear you. That's what I mean. Like, I definitely feel that way with my mom. Like, there's not enough
time in the world. Not enough. Yeah, and I mean, I obviously feel that different and deeper with Joey because he's my life, like my literally created life together.
Right.
But I do feel that way with you.
Yeah,
honestly.
same.
And
I hate that we're limited by it. Like
yes.
when we have to, like, I just want to like be within an arm's reach of you, like all the time, forever and ever, and then some.
And then some.
Like not even as like I don't know. In a certain way, I definitely perceive you as like an extension of my existence. Like I feel like I'm a part of you.
Yeah.
Or at least that we're like bridged or something.
And I think we are all that
to
one another, but there's so many things that happen and variables and shit that it's unrecognizable a lot with.
Yeah.
And so I'm just really grateful and lucky that we were able to cultivate this together.
Yeah. I think
we're ending the podcast, guys. This is canceled is ending. Just sorry.
Wait, what?
That whole that one canceled podcast I listened to with that Tana Mojo girl and her best friend, they're canceling. They're canceled. Yeah.
Interesting. What I was gonna say though is I feel like no, it's okay. With our dynamic, it like hits different to me because if I think about like other relationships or friendships or whatever that I've had, it was like they existed almost contextually, like friends, like think of some of the friendships we had with coworkers, for example, like people that we taught with, like in those moments, I'm like, I need you in my life forever and always. And like, I don't want you to ever not be there. And like, when I think back on it, I'm like, damn, that kind of sucks that we don't like hang out with those people or whatever, but it was like a contextual thing.
Yeah.
We weren't as like, to me, I feel like bonded with you in a different way because you and I are so, like dedicated to evolution with ourselves. And like, I think that because of how we are as people and just what we've been through with each other, that we have, like, we're able to be honest with each other and like get on a level with each other that you don't normally do with other people. So
okay. So what if,
does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yes. And I think I'm like to label things, but it's like you trauma bond, but then what happens with a bond that recognizes that it's formed maybe via or indirect relation to trauma? What comes after that?
Yeah.
What kind of bond is that?
Yeah.
Is that a healing bond or a growing bond? Something like that. I feel like we have that.
Yes. Because I feel like if we weathered that together, then we can weather anything together. And because of the nature of, I don't know if it was the nature, I think it was multiple ingredients, but something about the vulnerability of that type of work, being a teacher, like it puts you in a certain headspace that I think allowed for a different kind of connection than you would have working like at a bar or at a bank. You know what I'm saying?
You're working with and alongside the most vulnerable population in our existence, children.
And you're like teaching them how to use their brains, and you know a lot about them. You know their families, and you know like their medical histories, and because you have to, you literally have to know like every single thing about them in order to do what you're doing with their literal brain. So that relationship dynamic, it makes like you have to be vulnerable in order to do that. So we were all more vulnerable with each other, if that makes sense.
Or you should at least. Because, like, what the fuck if you're not? Like, they're like, you can't.
And
get
I
on
think
their
some
level
people
like that.
are shut off to it, and they have to be able to survive in that.
Yes.
But I think we brought that kind of dynamic outside of that.
Yeah.
Because we approach everything that way.
Yeah. And I think that's when it came down to is we realized we were having to numb that part.
Yes.
Or disassociate, for like separate ourselves, something.
Yes.
like
I
slowly
ignored
erase it?
I had to turn, like, I was totally shut off from myself. Like, I was just, like, in the sense of, like, I wasn't processing any of my own feelings. I wasn't dealing with any of my past shit. I was not on any kind of, like, personal healing journey.
Yeah.
I was just 100% facilitating that for other people.
Right.
And I think it got to a point where my body and my spirit and soul and all of that were like, hey, if you don't look at yourself, some shit is about to not be okay.
And, you know, if we went back into the classroom,
Girl.
that should be a song. Back into the classroom, back into the room, back into the classroom.
Oh my God. I don't know if I could do it.
I'm just saying, if we did and had that desire, I think that we would be able to balance that shit better.
Yes.
Now?
I think, yes, I would go into it very differently, but I don't think.
And props to those that can.
Yeah, I don't think I could play the same. Like, I don't think I played the game then, and I think that's why I stuck out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I couldn't go.
For the games alone.
I could not. No, I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
I could not sit through a fucking staff meeting and be
right.
like,
No.
there's no fucking way.
No.
There's no fucking way.
I couldn't do it for the lighting.
I couldn't. There's certain Kool-Aids that I will never put anywhere close to my mouth ever again. I'm not even going to pretend like I'm holding the cup.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah.
So I think I could substitute. I've been thinking about maybe doing that.
Yeah.
Like randomly pick up a Monday
Yeah.
at Lakeview.
There you go.
Like walk there.
Oh, what if you
Imagine,
could be a substitute for Nugget Head?
I don't want to call out a certain name, but remember, I'm going to write it down.
Okay.
I don't want to put her name on the internet.
Okay. On the internet.
Imagine me as her.
I almost couldn't swallow that water. I was about to spit it out. I really was. So close. I was even thinking like I was going to spit in that trash can. Oh, God. I love her so much.
But she just like,
I love her.
you know what I mean?
I
Like,
haven't thought about her in so long. She did. Oh, God.
I just made me get dizzy. I really hope not.
Did Schmovid get her?
Shut up, please. I don't know.
Oh, God.
But I can imagine being in a school to that degree.
If you want to do that, please do it. I support that.
I'm just saying, if I were to ever go back into the classroom, it would be like that. Like a substitute.
Oh, please do.
Can you imagine? And then like being one of those substitutes that's like, you know.
Yes. I got to tell you about something.
Just at that one place.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like they don't even go through the system. They just text me and be like, hey.
That's where my nugget would be. Do her all her schools. Just follow her.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Tears.
I said the other day I was talking at work. I was being real dramatic and threatening to quit a bunch in a funny way. But I was like, what would be worse, going back to teaching or sex work? And I was like in my head like,
teaching.
Right?
Right.
And I was trying to explain that to people because they're like, that's fucked up. Like, I didn't realize it was that bad. And I'm like, I was like saying, like, I'm not talking about like working the blade. Like, I'm not going to go put on some heels and walk up and down. But like, I could do online sex work where I don't have to touch anyone. Mm-hmm. And then whenever I said that, they were like, well, you could do online teaching too. And I'm like, yeah, but
honestly, still.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
And like a lot of like, I feel like the focus would be on the parts of teaching that I didn't like all the little secretarial type bullshit. I don't want to do that.
I feel weird in the same vein of the lights, having a problem with like fluorescent lighting.
Yes.
I would have if I was forced to be on a computer screen, I don't know how much I would like that.
I think I might get like full on like PTSD triggered if I had if you put me in a classroom right now.
Right. Well, maybe you shouldn't do. Wait a minute.
Maybe I need to go visit a school.
Yeah, just
No,
go
because
walk
it doesn't
in one.
happen when I go to my nephew's school. I don't freak out.
Oh yeah. Okay. See.
But is it because it's an elementary school?
No. Same.
Yeah.
Same.
Anyway. Hello, are y'all okay?
I mean, if you want to get into sex work, I know there's probably an opening. You just gotta like baby oil and white nails.
Tell me more.
It's my way of trying to segue.
No, I know what you're doing.
Yeah.
The point of a segue like that is so it's natural conversation.
But I like doing it and like
And then acknowledging it and then having a pregnant pause.
and then ruining it. Okay, so I came to a weird place with that the baby oil part of the whole we're talking about the Diddy trial.
What? What's that?
Have you heard of this? There's this guy. He really likes baby oil.
Like a lot.
Yeah. Okay, baby oil. So I've been in this weird place, and then we had I did blow my load before this episode because I don't even know if I can go back to where we were beforehand, talking about like social media and the dark arts.
Oh, that was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've been in that kind of frame, and I need to be aware of it and make sure I'm counteracting it, balancing it, maybe just get the fuck out of it.
Yeah, that.
Also. But the Diddy shit is definitely dark arts. Definitely.
Yeah.
Some of the darkest.
Yeah.
Yeah, well. And two of the reasons I have like come to this conclusion is the baby oil stuff and Kazakhstan.
Yeah. Okay.
So before we get the Kazakhstan shit.
Just those, like, can we make stickers that just say baby oil in Kazakhstan?
Yeah. I put that on my car.
Or maybe it's like a baby oil bottle and it just says Kazakhstan instead of the brand. It just says that.
Yes, bitch.
Let me write it down.
Write that
Excuse
down.
me, turtle.
Do not steal our ideas. We
Copyright.
see you.
No, timestamp. That's mine.
Yeah. We'll send it to our lawyers. Cease and desist. What the fuck is happening upstairs?
There are, she is practicing to be a wrestler.
A jiu-jitsu.
No, not jujitsu, like WWF style.
Oh,
I
like
just imagine
dramatic.
her like,
Like a stuffed animal or Joey.
no, she's doing it.
But who was she doing it to?
Just the air.
Okay.
In my mind, that's how it looked.
Okay.
I saw a cooler. It was like a big WWEF, whatever it is, belt. Like, you know, those, the winners get those. But it was like a beer cooler. So
That's
just
cool.
Like, right?
That's cool. You
I
need
was
that.
like, I need that.
I need that.
I had to look at this to see how to spell it.
I can't spell that. I've spelled that word so many I don't even think that's right. Actually, I know it. I think it is right.
Well, the way I spelled it here is definitely not right. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Baby oil. So dark arts, Diddy. So that shit, that whole the FOAOs, whatever you want to call them.
What?
The freak offs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those things.
What words did you just say?
FAAO. I don't know. Just trying to. They're listening.
Who?
The algorithms.
Diddy?
No. The algorithms.
Okay.
The sorcerers.
Yeah.
The magicians.
Yeah.
I've lost my mind.
No, you haven't.
Okay. I found my mind. The FOAOs. Whatever those are.
Freak off.
Yeah. Those things.
Party.
Hotel party.
We didn't talk about my wizard, Bob, but
We can come back to it. I vow right now that we will talk about your Bob,
now.
Bob Wizard.
Hello, my name is Bob Wizard.
Bob the Wizard. My brain.
Freak
doesn't
off.
work like this. Freak off. Okay, baby oil.
Mm-hmm.
So those were definitely like some sort of like ritual of some sort.
Yeah. Like, what do you? That was occurring during said freak offs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
In
to what?
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I was just gonna say, like in multiple ways, there was like many elements to these.
Yeah, and I think the ingredient of baby oil is very telling because he wanted the details that are coming out is that he had thousands and thousands of bottles of it. It's not like he's using it for like just penetrative reasons. Like it's like he wanted them covered in it. Like the words glistening have been used in testimony
a lot.
So. According to the Chat GPT, oh my God, mineral-based oil is like basically made from like, what is it, the petroleum or whatever, which is basically ancient fossils at the root of it. So they're like covering themselves with ancient bones of Earth. And
wait, hold on. I have a question.
Yeah.
Have they discussed this aspect in the actual trial, or this is the conversation that you and Chat GPT are having?
The ritualistic nature of it?
Yes.
No, they have not discussed it.
And they haven't discussed ancient bones being an aspect of the...
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. I was about to say, because I was getting bored with it, but if that's what they're talking about, I'm in.
Right?
I was not getting bored with it. I just didn't have the bandwidth. Those are two different things.
It's so much, and it's long. It's been weeks.
And I'm just mad because I want to watch it. I'm a visual person.
Yes. I love that one person I listened to, that surprise witness. She's like some southern like Louisiana girl. She's into all that shit. Like she knows, like she was like.
It's not that BJ girl.
Yes.
Okay. I saw her on a documentary and it made me feel like she was portrayed in that documentary as being like batshit.
Yes.
And so it kind of fucked up my perception of her.
Yeah. That's because the person that was part of making that documentary is also like sued her several times and lost.
And I recognized that I was influenced to feel that way. I just haven't
gone back
to revisit her. I know that it's not fair and arguably not true. But when I think of like my brain connects her with being crazy.
Yeah. And she does. She has some like, I would say non-mainstream.
That's a way to put it. Yeah.
She was really into like investigating the guardianships of like Britney Spears, Bam Margera. And a part of that whole thing is she uncovered this one person that was like a caseworker or something along those lines and like blasted them. And that person tried to like say that was like defamation and like but so she will kind of get like a little in her retelling of like the Diddy trial stuff. Like if shit like the baby oil's brought up or the Kazakhstan thing, like she will say like, she's like, she has like this like bell, like, like I don't know if it's like vibrations or something. Like she's like warding off negative spirits or something. Like she's doing some kind of like, I don't like it. Like she's like, I get tingles. She's like, I don't like.
That's wild.
Yeah, but she's a lawyer. Like so it's really weird. I like it.
She's an interesting combination of things.
Yeah. So. No, they have not talked about the ritual stuff. So this is just me and Chat GPT chatting it up.
Okay. But has she talked about that?
She's alluded to it, but she does not. She's not made any.
So this is just you and Chat GPT.
Yes, talking about the baby oil.
I really need him to have a name. I'm calling it a him because it's giving male energy. The Chat GPT. Because I don't want to have to say all of that every time.
I know. Just chat, but it seems so stupid and simple. It's like
I don't want to call him that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call him Chad.
No.
Because that doesn't feel fair either.
No.
So you don't have to decide now, but I need him to have a name.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking to him.
Jeff.
Okay.
And so, and also the whole idea of baby oil, like if that is a ritual, like it can be used to. So instead of water-based oils or things like that, that kind of oil like stays on top of the skin and creates kind of like a membrane. And so if you are into like, if you're trying to do some sort of like body switch or snatch, then it would create like
a barrier.
A barrier, but also like a charge, like where to send it, like an access. Like if I don't know, somehow like covering everything in that oil, like the body's like it's some sort of symbolic something or another.
Okay.
He also there's like a
so let me make sure I'm understanding this properly. Let's say that I am an entity trying to embody the Punisher. And so I can find him easier because he's covered in baby oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe like it's like the same thing like we were talking earlier about the social media thing. Like it's the circle, kind of like it's like this magic can exist here. Like I put this, and it's also something about the alchemy of it too, because it's mineral or like it's been refined, gone through a process to become baby oil. Then there's something about it being processed.
Okay.
Makes it more malleable.
As part of your conversation with ChatGPT, is Diddy aware of this?
This I don't know. I won't even begin.
Or
to
was he told
wonder.
to do that?
I don't know. Or if it's just like happenstance. I don't know.
No, I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know the trickle down of any of this.
You know who you need to talk to?
Who?
Orlando Jones. Is that his name?
Who's that?
The guy that used to be on Disney.
Oh God, yeah.
He be talking about this shit, girl.
Orlando Brown?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Orlando Jones?
That's that actor that was in that movie with Tim Allen.
Was he in
it's like some kind of space movie, I think.
Space? Not no.
Space Quest.
Oh, but is he also in that movie where with Bill Murray where they go inside the body? It's like half cartoon, half not.
Oh shit. Now there's another guy I'm thinking of. No, that's Osmosis Jones. Played by Chris Rock. I just watched that movie the other day.
That movie
is disgusting.
It's amazing.
It's disgusting.
That's one of my favorite movies.
Watch it again. Have you watched it recently? We
No.
watched it at the
on?
beach, and it was
Where'd you watch it on?
Amazon, I think, or YouTube.
Okay.
I think it was free on YouTube.
All right, done.
It's so gross, and not the part of like the inside of the body. That's not gross.
No, the outside when that
Bill
zit
Murray
pops,
is disgusting.
when that zit pops.
Isn't it on to Molly Shannon?
Yeah.
Oh, or he pukes on her. He pukes
No.
on her. He pukes on her too. There's so much body like gross comedy.
He's
in
so
that.
nasty in that movie.
Oh my god.
Okay, now continue what you were talking about because we got way off subject.
Sorry. Okay. Anyhow.
No, don't be. It's
okay.
done.
So even and I don't. You said that maybe there could be body snatching to the Punisher in that situation. Maybe so. But
I was just using him as an example.
I think if my theory, and this is completely conjecture, this is my thoughts only, not based in reality whatsoever. It's not real. This is not reality, what I'm saying. What if he wanted to be the woman?
The Punisher?
No.
Or Diddy?
Diddy.
So he's trans.
I don't know. There's one part.
And he can't be out about it because he's fucking P. Diddy.
Right. There's a part in
You
that.
do realize that there is a whole thing. Like I've watched more content than I want to admit on the subject of celebrities, people with power, shape-shifting back and forth, man to woman, and the whole thing of that. In that nature, there's a whole thing.
I'm sure there is. That makes sense.
Keep talking.
So there's one part where like he always wants his girls to have white nails. That's a part of it. There's like weird ownership of their body. Like there was one girl, I think this was Jane or Mia. They have like they're not using their name. Some of them beyond Cassie, I don't know if any woman that's come forward has been or sexual partner of his has been named. They've been named. And so one of them, Jane or Mia, they said that he wanted them to have their nipples pierced, and she didn't want to do it. And when she didn't have them, or she took them out, he said, "Where are my nipple rings? Like, where are my nipple piercings?" His.
So there's just a certain aesthetic that he liked, and he made everybody have it.
Yes, but it wasn't just their bodies. It was the rooms, the setting. I think what they did, like how long, like it was always like it was for days at a time. The red light, that's another thing, is the red light creates an easier setting for body switching because it creates a flattened like visual reality. So I guess if it's more flattened and less defined,
it's easier to enter.
Yeah.
Well, okay. What is I don't know how to ask this question. What are the entities that are entering the bodies?
I don't know. I haven't even.
And do they go back and forth? Like, could I enter you?
Yeah. There was one role play where they did something about they were all NBA players, allegedly.
You need to listen to Osmosis Jones, dude. I'm serious.
Okay.
I'm not kidding, because he has been blasted as being crazy as shit, and he's literally talking about exactly what you're talking about.
Well, yeah. There was testimony given.
He's talking about how he has fucked men, famous men, that at the time were women, because they do exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. Yep. You know that in White Lotus, there is a scene, a monologue that, what's that guy's name? The hot Chaos Zaddy. Remember I was like, Chaos Zaddies are going to be like 2025 summer, like hottie of the year.
Like Walton Goggins?
That's him.
Yeah.
Him. In White Lotus, he gives this whole speech.
He's so hot.
He's so hot. He gives this whole speech about how he has everything he wants. He has all the money, all the sex he wants, and once you have all that, you still want more. And he found himself wanting to be the woman that he's fucking because he wants to fuck himself, because it's the one thing that he can't do. Felt like that was a mic drop or just a good pregnant pause.
I just opened up so many things in my brain. And some of which I don't necessarily want to talk about on this microphone, because I don't want to be
well, I want to know. Brought it down so we can talk about it later.
Sounding like some kind of any kind of way that I don't want to be misperceived, is all I'm saying.
Well, this is why we're going to a website format. We're getting off the YouTube. So we don't feel like okay, here's what I'll say. I'll condense it to this. If what you're saying is actually a thing, and what you are talking about, again, that was a TV show, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. This is just a ramble of a crazy woman.
Okay, but listen though. And I don't know if perhaps...
Do not hire me. Once I join the workforce after my child goes to start school, do not hire me. I'm crazy. You can show me this as your reason for not hiring me.
It's fine.
Okay.
I am unhireable.
I
am. Okay. What you're saying isn't crazy to me because I've already heard it multiple instances, in multiple different ways, formats, people, channels, etc.
So it feels like a duh in a weird way, right?
Yeah, but because ChatGPT is an amalgamation of all the things on the internet, is that why because what that thing is saying isn't true, it's being pulled from the information that exists.
Yeah.
So if there's a lot of it doesn't know the difference between what's true and what's not.
No.
Right?
Right. No, you can tell that. And it's there is a bias. Like, it wants to support you. Like, there is a bias of support. So it wants to help. Like, it wants to get the information for you.
So what I'm saying is that all of that could be, what you're saying could, maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But what it is, the ideas are being presented because they already exist in the internet. And that's why it's not shocking to me, because I've already heard these ideas other ways. So to me, you don't sound crazy. What you're saying is crazy. And if that's what's occurring, that's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And here's what I was going to say. If that is a reality of what is happening, I think that there is some sort of weird connection between that and whatever you want to call that. Shape-shifting, gender, whatever, blah, blah, blah. That you get access to once you have a certain amount of power, money, fame, etc., because you're at that level of whatever. I think there's some kind of connection with that and the transgender agenda. And that's all I'm going to say.
I was going to say, is that why Britney Spears was talking about 17 lions and Steven Spielberg?
I mean, I think that, I think those things are connected.
Because that's my new theory, is that I'm pretty sure she can, like, astral project or, like, remote view or whatever that is. Like, she can go places. And I think she might be, like, in a cell or something. And, like, when we see these videos of her, like, I think that mansion room we see, or like when she's talking about going and being in a room, what does she say? A long hallway. We'll put the screenshot of her post, her last Instagram post before she deactivated her account, or somebody deactivated her account, on the screen right now. Boop. And that girl is talking about going down a long hallway. She goes, a place. I went to a place. And there was a long hallway with 17 lions that were bowing to her or doing something. Bowing to her.
Or then something about some of them stood up.
Yeah, some of them actually stood up to her.
3 of them.
Yeah.
Or something.
And an entity there told her that Steven Spielberg was there recently.
And he couldn't even.
And they didn't even do that to him.
I'm confused.
Why does Steven Spielberg have this, like, assumed control over lions? Like, why would the lions give a fuck about Steven fucking Spielberg?
Because, no, they do. I mean, think about how much influence Steven Spielberg has had to the masses because of all the movies. Because they be putting some subliminal shit in the movies, dog. So he is a sorcerer. 100% in his own little weird way. He's also connected to all those, like, elite celebrities that are doing, what are they doing?
Why was Diddy in Kazakhstan? You want to talk about that now?
Yes.
Okay, girl. This is the other piece of this that has stuck with me. And our girl BJ did do a video about that piece of this whole trial. She didn't go as far as I would have liked her to, because, whatever. Because it goes far.
Okay.
And I did my own work. And I'd made like with Jeff. I'm going to call him Jeff for now.
Okay.
With Jeff, I made somewhat of like a little document summary of my looking intos.
Okay.
About this whole situation. And I read it to my mom, and she told me, 2 things. She told me that I cannot print it anywhere. Like, I cannot put it out there. They'll come and get me, who they are, or they'll hurt me or something. I swear to God, she told me this.
I need to read whatever you're talking about.
Okay. And then number 2, she said that it was like New York Times worthy. What kind of mind is that, Mom? This document I wrote with Jeff. Just probably on the toilet. Okay. Thanks for believing in me, Mom.
I'm not going to say anything because I don't want
to be misconstrued.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically by her any more than I am.
Right. Fair. So Yeah, I'll let you read it. But anyways, it's about Kazakhstan and Diddy. So in the trial, Diddy's lawyers.
Can I please find like the New York Times font, print it out and mail it to your mom? Can I just do that? Or she freak out?
I don't know what she
And
did.
it just says something like, we know.
We know. Please don't let my mom's this close to a cardiac arrest probably on a daily basis. Let's not.
Okay.
She needs to walk around her neighborhood and get like, just, eat a couple more raw veggies and I'll be happier.
Okay.
Is that what you do? Do you just like worry about your parents' health the older you get? Like, I just feel like I just like am always like, I see them struggle with stuff physically or like whatever. And I'm like, I want to help them. Like, I want to like tell them like.
I think I've always felt that way.
It's newer to me for some reason. I don't know.
I feel like I've always been concerned with their health because like the idea of them not being around is, I don't want to do that.
Right. You want them here. And I think that's probably with my child's birth, it probably coincides with that.
Yeah.
Like I want them to be around here too for her. So in the trial, Diddy's lawyers basically bring up this fact, allegedly, that Diddy was in Kazakhstan when some sort of assault occurred. That's what was given in a testimony, that he was something happened, but he couldn't have done it. The lawyers were arguing because he was in Kazakhstan.
Why was he in Kazakhstan?
Visiting an orphanage.
Huh?
Yeah. Visiting an orphanage in Kazakhstan.
What?
Right. So everybody that heard that was like, what? Huh? That BJ lady, she also was like, what the fuck? And so people were like, please look into this. And I was like, I'm going to look into this.
Yeah.
So I remember looking into it like as soon, because she does like live recaps of what's happening inside the court.
Yeah.
So I Googled the Diddy Kazakhstan stuff like right after it happened.
Yeah.
And I will tell you, the news feed from if you Google Kazakhstan and Diddy stuff now versus then, completely different.
That's so weird.
And a lot of the now what comes up is as of this testimony. So now there's news stories about him saying or them saying this in court. So that's kind of like flooding the feed. So you're just hearing about they said this, not that him actually going.
Yeah.
Whereas when I first Googled it, it was about the actual news story of him going to Kazakhstan. And so when I first Googled it, I saw like pictures of him visiting like orphans. There was like some sort of like concert or like talent show that was performed. There's really awkward pictures of him standing next to like these orphans and like, but there's like other business people in it. And in one of the articles, it talks about Diddy meeting with, I don't know if it says, I can't find the article now, so I'd hate to say I don't know what the source is, but I do have I screenshotted a picture because I'm like, I want this shit. I'll put it in here.
Right here.
Put it right here. Come at me, New York Times or whatever. I don't know. Him standing beside this guy. I don't really know his name. I forgot it. It's weird. It's like Ariel or just something like that. It sounds like that. Ariel.
Okay.
Alilar. Some kind of Kazakhstanish name, I guess.
Okay.
I don't know. It's from there.
Anyways.
That guy. And just because you stand beside someone, that doesn't mean anything.
No. I can stand beside whoever I want.
Right. But that guy has him and the family that he comes from has had a sordid past, I would say, based on the information I looked into. Meaning? They've been involved in some weird, like some shady government corruption kind of shit.
Okay.
Because I was like, who is this guy? Like, who are these suits next to him or whatever? So the guy is the grandson of, I think, the guy that was made president once the Cold War ended and all like those satellite states of Russia got their freedom, quote unquote. And he was the one that was put into place as the president of Kazakhstan. And so this is his grandson standing next to Sean P. Diddy Puff Combs in the picture.
In an orphanage.
And
when was this?
This was 2011.
Okay.
In 2012, not even a year later. Just
why would that guy
later,
even be there, though?
In several months later, not even a whole year, Kazakhstan suspended all international adoptions to the U.S. And as far as I can tell with my research, they have not started back that. They have closed their doors to international adoptions in the country of Kazakhstan.
He adopted a bunch of kids and put them into sex trafficking, and now they figured it out and don't want that to happen anymore? Is that what you're saying?
I mean,
is that what you're saying?
I didn't think about it like that.
What did you think?
I thought that he was just, okay, this is where I got with it. I got where I thought, okay, he was there for a photo op to show like this country's great and everything. And once it's over with, then the country can just close its doors and do what it really wants to do.
Wait.
So what I'm saying is the same thing as you're saying. It's just a different angle of it. Like,
I think that a lot of times pictures like that happen with the future in mind and it can go either way. Like, we needed to document this for a multitude of reasons, but a lot of times it's like blackmail.
Oh. Okay.
Because what are you gonna, like, for example, the Epstein Island parties, like, why are they taking pictures there?
Yeah.
If what was actually occurring would occur there, you would not be fucking taking pictures unless you needed receipts.
Right. I don't know. I'll tell you, though, that family, so there was a weird thing that happened with.
Why would Sean Combs even, like, why would he know to go there? There had to be some kind of.
My theory was his, like, manager or whatever was like, go and do it. Like, in his eyes, it was like a PR. Like, go do this PR. Like, you probably paid him.
For what, though? Why would he need to do that?
For optics.
For what? To show what, though?
I don't know, but I will tell you, every time I see a celebrity or a politician or something doing a photo op, I'm not going to look at that ever again the same.
No, I hear you, and you shouldn't. But what I'm asking is, why the fuck would Sean Combs be in Kazakhstan, period, much less at an orphanage? Why would that other guy be there? They're making a business deal.
Yeah. That involves...
Take P. Diddy out of it.
Yeah.
Why would even the president guy go there? How often does a president go and just, like, visit orphanages? Maybe that happens a lot there, and I'm speaking out of my ass. But they're, like, shaking hands and shit.
I mean, it's a parade of sorts.
Because Diddy could go to a lot of orphanages in the world.
Oh, God,
that would make a lot more sense.
Yeah, than Kazakhstan.
So why the fuck is he there?
Yeah.
He went and bought up all them children's.
And what's funny is the main news story that's prevalent in my opinion, if you go and Google the stuff now today, Kazakhstan Diddy, it's this story about this one boy who said that Diddy wanted to adopt him.
Why would that? Why?
And that's my thing is, like,
first of all, Sean Diddy Combs ain't adopting nobody.
Yeah.
Like, because he wants to raise a child.
Right.
He probably has 15,000 kids we don't even know about. He doesn't have the time or need to adopt a child, especially from Kazakhstan. He does, however, it would make sense as to why he would need a commodity that is children, because these fucking sick bastards that are, there's poor people that fucking molest children. But once you get to that certain point of, like you're talking about, like I've done everything, I've done all the drugs, done all the women, done all of this, done all of that, now what? Then you can like buy children. And there's, I mean, it's just facts that occurs.
Yeah, no, there was a bust.
So that seems to me the only reason why he would do that is for fucking sex trafficking a child or multiple children.
Right. I mean, I don't know how you come to any.
There's nothing else that makes any fucking sense. And why would that child say that?
Right. Allegedly. Yeah. It's all cuckoo. Yeah. There's some other stuff about that family, like they're called, I think their last name is like Nazarbayev or something like that. So the dad that became the president, he was like big in the Russian government beforehand. So he was just like put into like a cushy seat once the Soviet Union broke up. And immediately after that, in the 90s, there was this whole kerfluffle with this guy who allegedly, I forgot his name, like something, his name is Jim something, Griffin, who was doing these like backdoor deals with Kazakhstan leaders involving oil and like kickbacks, like with the oil deals. And so he was like putting a lot of money into like Swiss bank accounts and then gave them to the Kazakhstan leaders as like a, hey, thanks for doing business with us. And then the government was like, hey, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm doing this because the CIA wants me to do it. And they were like, okay. And he got like a slap on the wrist and was like, that was it. But basically, so we could have like friendly relations in that part of the world and like, you know, whatever. So that guy was in part of all that in the 90s. The mother of this guy that Diddy met with, so her son that Diddy met with, she had a offshore sugar company for like 6 years. And right before 2011, when Diddy came to visit, around that same time, she closed down that company and re-entered the political realm in Kazakhstan as like a political figure and not like more as a political figure and not a business person.
Okay.
So it's just weird, the alignments of things like that. Recently, they had a court case in the UK, the same family, where it involved seizing several of their London properties.
So did they inadvertently fucking tell them themselves by being like, well, he didn't do that one crime because he was here. Fuck, why did we say that?
Yes. I don't know how they fucking didn't do that. That's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like he thinks it's just PR. I really do think he's a cog way down here. I really do. I think he's just like just a fucking cog. He's manifesting.
I can see that because he seems to be from now like super hedonistic.
Yeah.
So it seems like he would be really easy to manipulate with like.
And he's not needed anymore. So bye. He was a funnel for some kind of weird fucking energy, I think.
Yeah.
This is my thoughts.
Well, they saw an opportunity because of his ability to influence.
Yeah, and then they used that, which they do with like all those entertainers and Britney Spears and da 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 da. And when you start being wild, they either do this to you, which I want to say his most recent girlfriend, who I think he might be still paying her rent. Because that was part of their relationship, is like a love contract. That's the words they used. I don't know.
Okay.
And she was really concerned with his drug use. And I think that's recent.
Okay.
So I feel like maybe
he started getting messy.
Yeah.
And unpredictable.
Yeah. And
harder to control.
Not needed.
Yeah.
Also, so we're gonna cut our loose ends.
Dang.
Last fun fact, because I just found this so funny, is that family, they had the court case in the UK. Like I think this was like 2023, so recent.
Mm-hmm.
Because there were concerns that their properties were acquired like in not so good ways. whether it was through like money laundering or something. I don't know. But one of their properties is like an entire block in London on Baker Street, which includes 221B Baker Street.
Which is what?
Sherlock Holmes.
Oh boy. Okay.
That fucks with me. I don't know why.
That's what fucks with you out of all that shit that just came out of your mouth. That's what fucks with you. Oh boy.
You know I'm going there. I'm going there. And I'm going to be like, what the fuck?
Do you want to know where I'm stuck with all the stuff that you just said that I can't move past?
Oh God.
Is the fucking old bones in the baby.
We have to make that. We have to.
Okay.
On Canva or something. Like
We
make
can do
the
it.
image and we can figure out what we're going to do with it. You think we can screen print it at what's the hit place?
At his house.
At his house when he screen print that for us?
Yeah. I want to go look at him.
Woo!
Anyway.
Wee. My back hurts. Should have sat with it. Oh. So it's been real interesting.
Yeah.
I do need to get out of that though. It's dark. It's
I
hard.
have to remove myself sometimes because I be getting in those YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I sometimes go. I watched too many videos about drug addicts, and that started to get real dark. I was like, Nicole, because I don't know if you've noticed, but YouTube's algorithm is aggressive as
fuck.
Fuck.
It's like, oh, you like this now?
Yeah.
Well, here you go.
And it runs deep. Like I'll get suggested videos that have like less than 500 views on them.
Yeah.
Like, here's a really random fucking video.
Here you go.
Like, I don't need this. Who is this person? Just like some person in their bedroom talking about some weird shit.
I kind of love that though.
I do too, but it's also that the algorithm there is aggressive.
Yeah. No, that's
like one is very one dimensional. It's like Spotify. They have to function similarly.
And that girl BJ, she talks about the algorithms like censoring of words, and so like she'll say words funny, like the FO whatever.
Yeah.
She'll say sexual and stuff like that.
There's some ways around that. I've noticed that in a lot of they spell certain words.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Grape, I think. Corn.
Yeah.
Things like that. Oh, damn, dude.
Which is weird because that's where we're at.
Yeah. That's why I want to go on our own website. I don't even want to have to think about that kind of shit.
Well, let's do it.
On here? Oh, yeah. Shout out to the Trap Church.
Oh, yeah.
This is a local shout out.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Which is, like you said, if there's an active investigation, how you just tearing down where the crime occurred.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're not local, we had a pink church in our town, like 2 minutes from here.
It was a nod to the 2 Chainz thing.
Yes, in Atlanta.
Yeah.
But it was also to bring to light some kind of stupid ass marital affair.
Oh my God. A local man
got pissed
and spent some time in county lockup.
Got real pissed.
And there's a lot of allegedness, but allegedly his wife was banging a state congressman.
Allegedly.
And then he allegedly domestic violenced her.
Allegedly.
And then he allegedly acquired this church to allegedly do things to allegedly help
bring
the alleged community.
Allegedly.
But what you're talking about is a privileged white man who bought a church in a non-white part of town, painted it pink, trying to be cool like 2 Chainz.
He's so cool.
And inadvertently or maybe on purpose, not really sure, made himself both a mockery and people were about it. He had people
followers
that we know personally that were like about it.
Yeah.
But anyways, there have been more than one. There was another fire. The house, I always call it
next
parsnip.
to it. Yeah.
The parsnip.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard
it did some shit to that piece of property though. I'm telling you, like some
this got bad juju.
Yes.
Terrible juju.
Yes.
But there's been some accusations of insurance fraud along with that. I have my theories.
Yeah. I just thought it was
I think if it was
weird.
arson, then whoever the arsonist was paid. That's all I'm going to say.
I think you're right. I do. Because it doesn't make no sense to me. You have to get your insurance stuff, you probably have to like have if there's going to be an investigation about arson, like why would you tear it down? Like the only reason I can think of.
They found a loophole.
What was it?
There had to be some kind of something where it's like the space wasn't safe for, I don't know. How did they investigate fucking 9/11?
Yeah, true. So there's a loophole.
They found a loophole that allowed them to tear that shit down.
Yeah.
It was either like some kind of like health reason, like if you were in there, then you could be exposed to something, or like a safety thing with like the structure itself. They found a loophole there. I guarantee it.
Well, this wasn't the first fire.
Either that,
right?
or it was a miscommunication and like work orders or some dumb shit like that.
Stuff like that, yeah. But yeah, that's not the first fire.
So no, I know, that's what I'm saying.
Maybe they just had to have a bigger fire to get the loophole. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, because whoever did the first fire didn't do it right. It wasn't a big enough fire.
Or fucking Parker Fire District be fucking on it. They good.
Because I was gonna say they're bored, but there's a lot of house fires around there.
They're on it, girl. I feel like I think we have a really good fire department.
I do too.
Yeah.
We give them. Is it them? I think we give them lasagnas.
Oh, that's cool.
I
feel like I want to propose that we have like a community, like something there, like a drum circle, something like let's go sing some song, something.
Burn some sage.
Yeah, at that site.
I'm down.
I think that'd be really nice. Speaking of rituals, this has been a very ritualistic episode.
Yeah.
Do you consider cutting your hair a ritual?
No, but it has been.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think of it in that way at all, but I definitely do it it's been like every 3 or 4 years for the last, I've done it 3 times like that now. Mm. So I guess mathematically it would be over the last 6 to 10 years, whatever. Mm-hmm. But it's definitely like a shedding thing, and something happens, like something clicks in my brain once I entertain the idea. It's almost like a compulsion, like I have to do it. I can't not do it. Mm-hmm. And it'll just like eat the back of my brain until I do it.
Yeah.
But I think that whatever that is connected to something, I don't want to say larger than me, but like more whole than my brain allows itself to think about it, if that makes sense. Because it's like, hey, bitch, it's time you gotta get this shit off. You gotta shake some shit up. Mm-hmm.
Make room for the new.
Yeah. So, yeah, well, I prefer having long hair for a lot of reasons, I realize. One major one being because I have so much nervous energy that having something to touch that's connected to me makes me feel soothed, and also less self-conscious, because when I mess with things outside of my body, I feel like people notice it more, which doesn't make any kind of sense, really, because if I'm moving around, then I'm noticeable regardless of what I'm doing. I don't know. There's some weird thing about that with me.
Were you told to sit still a lot?
Probably.
Okay. Did I ever tell you I got one of my teachers like put tape in my seat to make me sit in my seat?
Huh?
Did you know that?
What do you mean?
In first grade, my teacher, I guess she thought it was funny, But I guess she wanted to hit home that like you need to stop getting out of your seat. Because I would just get up in class and just like go talk to my friends at their seat. Like,
Yeah, because sitting down
yeah.
for any extended period of time doesn't make any fucking sense.
No, it's the dumbest thing.
Unless you sleep.
Yeah. I was just being a child. And
Yeah,
being
God forbid.
naturally like wanting to connect and like collaborate in life.
God forbid. Why would you do that?
I can't believe I did that. And she put tape in my seat and was like wanted me to
Like
like
double,
sit down
like
on it.
tape rolls?
Yeah, I guess like tape. Like she took tape and like stuck it on my seat.
Oh my God.
Yes, it shamed me hard.
I bet.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I kind of freaked out.
Shout out Ms. Baskin.
Damn you, Miss Baskin. I will tell you that I freaked out. Like once I actually cut my hair, it took me, I'm still getting used to it. But the first couple of days I was like, what the fuck did I just do? And I definitely felt that way about it. And I felt so disconnected from everybody and being like, oh my God, I look so cute. And I'm like, why are you fucking lying to me? I look crazy. I'm not the same person anymore. And I don't know who this bitch is.
You're Bob the Wizard. That's who you are.
So it's taken me a minute. I will tell you that I have had a lot of compliments. I will take those, I guess. But if I look at pictures of myself with hair, it makes my stomach hurt. And there are times when, like, in the wee hours of the night that I'll think about it and it gives me a visceral reaction. Like I want to either cry or throw up. Yeah. And then part of me is like, well, I'll just kill myself. Oh my God. Like I'm not saying that lightly. It's just a very dramatic feelings that happen.
Like, oh my God.
Just this existential dread. Yeah. And then I have to be like, bitch, it's hair. Calm fuck down.
Yours grows so fast too.
So I don't know what that is because that's different and new. I haven't necessarily had those feelings in the past. But,
well, okay, let me ask this. So when you've cut it in the past, do you feel like you were on more solid ground? Like, was it like post life cleansing and then you got the haircut to be symbolic of it?
Yeah,
or do you feel like you
probably.
used this now as more of a catalyst?
That thing is what you're saying for sure.
Okay.
Because I felt like a little, we'll call it stuck.
Yeah.
So I was like cagey, like I had to do something.
So you like catapulted yourself before you even knew where you're going to land.
Yes. So and now I'm just like, well, now I'm in this new place and I'm a person that I don't even know. So I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck this is. Like getting ready is so weird because I'm like, what do I do with this bitch? Who is she? So that's definitely different. But I will tell you the timing, because like literally the week that I cut my hair, it got hot as fuck.
Okay, yeah.
So that's a nice benefit. And taking a shower is like so fast.
Yeah. It kind of feels cool just to be like, shh, that was my hair.
That was it. And there was so much grooming going on with that hair that I had. So like detangling in the shower, like a whole thing. And then like like brushing it afterwards. And then it takes like sometimes all fucking day. Because if I take a shower before work and put it in a bun, after work is still wet. So it's like an ordeal. Yeah. And having to put it up all the time for work and like not being able to wash my hair every day sometimes was annoying. Yeah. Because it just hurts it. And I also feel like I didn't take as good care of it this last time. I was just like letting it grow. I didn't get any kind of maintenance haircuts. I wasn't like, so I think this time I'm going to be a lot more intentional with taking care of it and stuff. But yeah, it's weird. And it's weird to me how many, because I, in a certain way, feel like it makes me look older and younger at the same time.
Hence Bob the Wizard.
I feel like it makes my hair look more gray than it did, which is weird, but
I don't notice that at all.
I mean, these are all I for sure have some body dysmorphia shit going on. Yeah. But anyways, that, and I feel like a little like a little baby nugget.
Miss Teacher,
especially when I fucking wear my overalls. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit right here?
I want to see you in your overalls.
So there's an aspect of that that's weird, and like people telling me that I look younger is weird to me because I don't, like, I know they mean that as a compliment, but I don't perceive myself as a person old enough to need to hear that as a compliment. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I take it as an insult.
You shouldn't though, because it's not a need to hear.
Do you know what I mean though?
Yes, I do. But they're not telling you that because you need to hear it. Like we will tell people that they look younger, like whatever, and it's because we think that they like need to hear it. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think that's the case at all. I think you literally do like look younger.
Okay. And then there was something else I was gonna say about it too. I did have one person tell me, okay, I had a couple of comments that stuck with me. One person said that it was more mature, and I don't know how to take that. To me, that feels odd.
Yeah. To me, the bob itself, like that bob haircut, is thought of as a mature look. Like it's like stereotyped as that. So I think she's pulling from a stereotype and like preconceived, blah, blah, blah. And
then I had another person tell me that it suits me and not just anybody can pull it off. Like I got some kind of weird ass haircut. I'm like, bro, I just cut it. Like, what are you talking about?
That tells me that person probably wanted to get one and felt like they couldn't. And so they wrote it off as like a. Because
it's not like I got haircut. Some extreme style or something weird. I just like cut it all off.
Yeah.
It is shorter than I intended it to be. But it's because what's said was like, do you want to still be able to put it in a ponytail? And I hadn't even thought about that.
He thinks about
so my answer was not necessarily. And he was like, let's fucking go.
Okay.
Which is fine. I'm not mad about it at all.
Yeah.
But I just didn't, like, I didn't really think about what that meant or would look like.
Yeah, he'll ask me about that about these. Like if I want to be able to tuck them still.
Also, my hair for sure went into absolute shock. The first couple days, it was like,
what the hell?
Like it was like just it stuck out weird. I didn't know what to do.
So in a weird way, you stuck to your routine or pattern of doing this, but you maybe changed the order of all of it.
Yeah, because normally it would be like a cherry on top of some shit.
Yeah.
And now instead it's like the fucking what's it called? Kindling. Or whatever.
Mm-hmm. It's the cone.
The comb.
The comb of the ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. The cup. It's the vessel.
But yeah, I like what you said. That I look like a wizard with a bob.
Oh yeah.
Like it's because I told you it was like weird it's like odd, and that was your response.
Yeah.
So now I'm Bob the Wizard.
You are Bob the Wizard.
I like that for me.
Mm-hmm. It fits. I had a random thought a minute ago that I wanted to, do you think we can end on this? Because my butt hurts.
We can do whatever we want.
Well, I want to tell the story though because it's kind of cool.
Okay.
So I almost, I think, did some sort of remote viewing or astral projection myself.
When? Just now?
Yes, just now while you're talking.
Wait, for real?
No.
Oh, okay. Like, that's cool, but also, am I boring you? Like, bye.
I don't know exactly what. It's something maybe we were saying something about a catalyst.
Uh-huh.
And that made me think about this maybe. I don't know what exactly you said. It was something you said, though. No, I took a nap recently. And during that nap, I think I did some weird shit.
Was there a cat on you?
No.
I was going to say, because those fuckers can do that.
I have found my cats to not, like, they're almost like gates to me. Like, they don't, I feel like I can't do that because they're on top of me.
Oh, okay.
They ground me in a weird way.
Okay, that makes sense.
They're like anchors or something.
Yeah.
So, no cat was on me. It was a nap. And I feel like that happens, like the whole like that sleep paralysis thing that can happen. That's only happened to me when I've been like napping. And so I don't know what naps exactly. It's like you're more in and out of REM sleep or something maybe, or like being conscious and not conscious. It opens some sort of weird gate for some reason, or door. So what was happening, it was kind of like a dream / visualization. So I felt like I was like had some sort of control over it. So it felt kind of lucid dreaming.
Okay.
My whole body was vibrating.
Like actually?
Yes.
Okay.
And there was kind of like a vibration sound that went along with it.
Okay.
And in the visual, I was like underwater.
Okay.
Looking up and out of the water.
Okay.
And I was looking at like it looked to be like outside, or at least somewhere brighter than where I was.
Okay.
And there was a figure up
Is
there.
your head out of the water, or
No.
you're looking under the water?
I'm looking
okay.
under the water.
Okay.
No, there was no qualms about.
So there's like
seeing,
a filter of water. Over
yes.
okay.
Yeah. There was no qualms of like, I can't breathe or I can't see. It was none of that stuff that would actually be happening in my life. And there was a figure up there, and it was bright. And I started to like, I don't even know if it almost felt like I was doing the movement in reality of like moving my hand, and I was like reaching up to this figure. And the figure, I don't know if this came from the figure or not actually, but I heard a voice, and it was deep and like really low. It didn't sound human at all, but it was a voice, and it mumbled something that I could not understand. It didn't feel like good or evil or any of that. It just felt like it was just saying something.
Yeah.
But for some reason, what it saying that like freaked me out. And I like stopped what I was doing. Like I was like, bye. I got out of there and woke up.
That's scary.
Yeah.
What if you were going to go to the other side?
I don't know where I was going. I was going somewhere. Out the water. I'm out the water. Is that a song?
I don't know what it is. I mean, it is because it's just sang it.
I'm out the water. Guys said water.
No, you're thinking of that.
Oh yes, I am.
gmcfosho.
Is that the?
You know we're buddies on Instagram.
Oh my! Could you imagine him on our?
He would do it. I swear to God, he will.
Please, I don't want any other guests ever again. Sister, bye. Bye. No one else ever.
We can play that song. He won't give a shit.
Oh hell yes. Oh my God. I'll put a visual up too. Right here. Boop.
Hold on. Can you edit out what I just said?
What'd you say?
Things that I don't need to be saying.
Okay. Timestamp it. Make a clip.
Yeah. I'm just going to trust that y'all use this song responsibly.
See?
No intro.
Splish Splash, I was taking a bath. Long about a Saturday night. Rub-a-dub, just relaxing in the tub. Thinking everything is alright. Well, I put my feet on the floor. Walked out the door in a...
Hey.
Splish Splash, I jumped back in the bed. How was I supposed to know there was a party going on? I was a splishing and a splashing.
Splish Splash is like.
Woo! Splishing and a splashing. Groovy, baby.
Ha ha!
I'm fresh up out the water like a really pretty shit.
Like a really pretty seal. That's hilarious.
That's crazy, bro.
Well.
Dude, I almost got goosebumps. That's that tingle. We need our ding dings. We need a bell. Ding, ding, ding. Glistening.
Well, that's it. That's all. Goodbye, everybody.
I'm going to end on my quote.
Okay, do it.
All right. The quote is, you cannot be whole until you are first separated.